The following is a Comfortably Zoned Radio Network production.
We are back. Lenny Randle's here. His hot corner looms. How are you, sir?
Busy and blessed with some educational stress today. Technology at DBAT in Temecula. I'm with Matt, who's part owner and extraordinaire trainer. And I should introduce the lady first. I'm going to let her introduce herself because she's like a genius of science and medicine and engineering. Say who you are.
Hi, this is Anik. I'm with the Steamobile.
And you saw that on your site.
Nice to meet you, Monique.
Yeah. And this is Matt at DBAT.
How you doing, Ralph? This is Matt with DBAT Temecula. How are you, sir?
Nice to meet you, sir. Boy, I'm blessed. You guys are using words that are a little big for a baseball podcaster, but I'll try to adjust. What is it that you specialize in?
So DBAT stands for Developing Beliefs, Attitudes, Traditions. The really cool thing with us is, I say this all the time, but everybody associated with DBAT played ball, and now we get to make an impact on the next generation. I love the game, and I love kids. So Where did I play or when?
Where?
I played, I grew up in Orange County, played at Trabuco Hills, moved to Texas my senior year, played ball at Plano Senior High, then went to Northeast Texas, played in the Jayhawk League a couple years, played at Southeastern Oklahoma, got looked at by the New York Mets my junior year, tore my forearm, got looked at again professionally, got hurt, and became a commissioner of Little League when I was a senior in college, and fell in love with kids, and been coaching ever since.
How did you fall in love with baseball initially?
My support system is everything in this life. My father made me see hard work, and when you prepare, anything is possible. Preparation equals success. And I fell in love with the game just hanging out with my father. Support system is everything. What
was your favorite team as a kid?
The Angels, still to this day.
Oh, all right.
Now, he has a bit of a conflict, Ralph. His fiance is a Cub, Illinois person transformed into a Texas Ranger. Go figure. With an Orange County guy.
There's a lot of complications there. You got two leagues, you got interleague play going on. Sometimes Texas plays the Angels. Sometimes the Cubs play the Angels. Sometimes Texas. It's must be very confusing.
Don't let them fool you. It's not confusing. Go Angels.
How about if you root for your fantasy team and that'll solve everything?
I'm gonna give him a little inside scoop. I shouldn't let this out, Ralph, but inside source are telling me that one of the Angels will be, and I'll give you initials, will be with the Yankees or Mets. He wants to play with Cespedes, and one of them wants to play with New York, and the other initial is BH, and the other initial is MT. But I don't want to give him a heart attack trying to figure that out.
Okay, well, it's really in a day for me. You have no idea.
Mike Trout and Bryce Harper want to play in New York. I'm giving you inside scoop. It'll be gross, but it'll be good for baseball. Yeah. Yeah. And it's not their fault, so we can't blame Matt. We'll blame his agent, or we'll blame Unique. She wants them to be Giants, so that's another thing. And she also wants Dusty Baker back. Go figure.
Oh, I'll tell you what. This is editorial. The way the Washington Nationals handled Dusty Baker as a human being, and the way they kept him hanging, and the way they wouldn't talk to him face to face, is absolutely disgusting. Dusty Baker is a 25, 30-year veteran in baseball, manager, terrific player.
Well, Ralph, I'm blaming her because fans like her should speak out instead of stay hidden in the closet, hanging out at wineries and stuff. They need to come out and say, look, we want Dusty back in California, either as a Dodger, I just thought I'd throw you out there, an Angel manager, or a trying again. You think that's possible? Now, you're in Alameda County. Is there any controversy right now since the big Pittsburgh Pirates trade last night?
Dusty burned a lot of bridges in San Francisco.
Okay. All bridges can be repaired, right?
Okay. Bochy still has, I would say if they fired Righetti, is Bochy safe?
Hitting coach. There you go. Matt's thinking. Matt's an agent now. He said Dusty is a hitting coach with the Angels. Will that work?
Make more sense.
Well, that could work very well as far as I'm concerned. I've been sympathetic to the Angels over the years, and Dusty's from Sacramento. I spent a lot of time growing up in Sacramento, and
he's an original ex-Dodger, and he's from Riverside, California.
The Angels played where?
Manager, yeah.
For the Dodgers.
He played for the Dodgers, manager, and he's from Riverside. So he'll be 30 minutes from his probably.
But really spent a lot of his youth in Sacramento.
Well, okay, only the last. When Arnold Schwarzenegger moved in, that's the only reason why he went there. Now Arnold's gone, so he can come back.
No, he went to high school in Sacramento, for crying out loud.
No, he didn't. He was with the Millers, with Reggie Miller, Cheryl Miller, and the Bonds family, and he ran track at Rubidoux High School in Riverside. I know this. I ran against him. We grew up together. He had clones try to copy him. Trust me on this one, Ralph. I know this for a fact. They get ready to name a park after him out here. He's from Riverside, California. Yeah. But everybody wants to claim him now, so you want to claim him? It's okay.
On behalf of Sacramento, I claim Dusty Baker. And as a matter of fact, right now, as we speak, I am Googling Dusty Baker Sacramento and see what happens. I'll bet he went to high school, the last part of his high school in Sacramento. Del Campo, Sacramento. Right.
Yeah.
So I will say that Sacramento claims him as much as Riverside from that standpoint because he went into pro ball out of Sacramento. Sacramento is a hotbed for baseball over the years. Larry Boa, just a bunch of folks who came out of Sacramento.
I'm going to let you know, Larry Bowa was cloned, and so is Dusty Baker. These are guys that are they're cloning these guys now. So Dusty has two Dustys, one from Sacramento and one from Riverside. Okay. Now, I have a text here. I'm going to have you, yesterday we were talking about the technology stuff, the science and technology and science. 50 million people are going to go losing their jobs or retiring. So there's a shortage of that field. So I'm trying to get athletes who are getting concussions to go in technology so they can cure themselves in science. Go talk about that right quick, Lenny.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful
idea.
George,
what you got? Hold on, Ralph. She's going to give you some inside scoop from Boeing and Bill Gates. Go ahead.
Well, we have the Steamobile out here this week, and so we just want to get the younger generation interested in STEAM, so science, technology, engineering, arts, agriculture, aerospace, and math. So it's great because there is a huge demand, and yet more people and more kids are shying away from actually learning the technology that they love to use. So we're out here just promoting. We have a 3D printer, which is great. I mean, as far as medical, they're opening hospitals now that are using 3D printers to print arms and limbs and valves and different things, and you can use all sorts of different material, and it's really transforming the medical world. And as far as coding, everything you do on the backside of computers or making apps or music or just everything that kids love to play with and really that our world runs on now. So it's great to be out here and get them interested and geared up for the careers that are booming.
Ralph, can you imagine you and I growing up with an off-season job after leaving baseball, and then we go work for Microsoft or we go work for Boeing and $150,000 and go to the batting cage and hit just to relieve stress? I mean, come on. How many kids got that kind of blessing? Is that nice?
Yes.
Yeah. So they'll have a future after life after sports, or life before sports. Yeah. So we'll be coming to Alameda County up in San Francisco area in next month, I believe, February, or March. So we'll have she'll be up there with us for the College Expo. We're having it up there in Sacramento, San Francisco area. So we'll meet you live and do a live radio show there. February 17th. Put it on your calendar, folks. Put it on your iTunes. February 17th, we'll be there. Pardon? So we'll bring Matt with us as well.
Beautiful. Bring Dusty as well.
I can get Dusty. He's trying to go to Italy with me right now. Right now his mind's on Sicily, Mediterranean Sea, and getting away from baseball and just throwing his feet in the water. We're going to do one or two clinics, play a little golf, and then tour for 14 days. So after I get that out of the system, then we'll do Alameda.
Beautiful.
I'll get him on the radio show for a show before we take off.
Hey, Lenny, while I have you this morning,
I'm going to go.
I want to continue a conversation that we had a few days ago.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you will, indulge me because this interests me a great deal. Ted Williams talked to you before he drafted you. Am I correct?
Arizona State, right. Uh-huh.
Okay. Tell me about the procedure of going into pro ball.
Mm-hmm.
Your first rookie camp. How did you get together? Was it spring training? What happened?
What happened is I was shocked that he was at Arizona State and not knowing who he was, like my teammates knew. You know, I was the only African American on the team, so I was like, "Why me?" And he goes, "Well, you remind me of Jackie Robinson. You know, you're in college, you're going to school. He went to UCLA. You're doing two sports, and I think that's tremendous that you have that kind of speed that we could use in Washington, D.C." And I go, "Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it." Because I looked at him more as a pilot because I knew that he was a war hero for flying airplanes more so than I knew about him in baseball. So
and a fisherman.
I looked at him, Mr. Sears and Roebuck. Because I didn't get to see him.
He makes sure you're drafted and you sign with the Rangers. Who comes out? Does the scout come out to sign you?
We were the Senators first. We were the Washington Senators turned Texas Rangers. That's what happened.
That's absolutely true, right? So you signed with them in the minors. They were still the Senators. When you reached the majors, they were the Texas Rangers.
Right.
All right, I'll ask you this then. Was Texas a culture shock for you?
You know, because my parents were from the South, and I had relatives in Louisiana, and I had visited them. So I was kind of prepared for the slow pace of life and the draws and you can't drink beer and you can't do this and you can't go in this bathroom and you can't do that kind of stuff. So, and I read about it in history, you know.
Right.
So I was kind of not shocked, but I prepared because I experienced some things in Florida. So
one can never be prepared for certain indignities in life. I'm Jewish. I can't compare what I go through.
But you don't want to be shocked to the point, you know. You know, I was surprised that it still existed because the Vietnam War was going on and everybody's talking about that. And they were talking about, well, here we are defending the country and we can't go in a hotel or a room or eat in the bathroom and all. This different stuff like that went on. And we had to go, wow, we got to look the other way, right? Coach, general manager, Dan O'Brien and Eddie Robinson, we had to look the other way and pretend that, you know, Jackie saved everybody pretty much. So
right.
It changed our lives to figure out that, okay, here's the deal. You're going to have to get grit and bear it down and then hope that no one attacks you or no one does anything. And if they do, report it or call us or, you know, run to a phone booth or something because you're pretty much on your own. I remember driving my Mercedes. I had a Mercedes-Benz in Texas, the 280 SL. top down. And I got pulled over, and I always getting pulled over a lot in Texas. And I kept saying, why? I said, well, you want tickets? You know, I wasn't thinking about, you want to give me a ticket. I was thinking they wanted a baseball ticket. Ticket to a baseball. So it kind of threw me off a little. So
right.
I said, okay, officer, he says, who are you and why are you driving this car? I said, well, I own it and, you know, Willie Mays helped me get it. And he goes, you know Willie Mays? I go, yeah, he was my, you know, buddy, coach, friend. And, he goes, are you, I said, sir, I'm not making this up. So he goes, well, can you get out of the car? I go, yeah, I'll get out of the car. You want to see my license or whatever? And I said, are you a fan? You know, I'm not thinking assault attack. I'm thinking conversation, giving some tickets to a game, invite 4 buddies and have a beer, you know. And he's going up against the car and I went, okay, did I do something wrong? He goes, no, I just can't believe you're driving this car. I go, well, yeah, it says Lenny Randle, right? And I'm Lenny and I'm a Texas Ranger. And he goes, no, I'm a Texas Ranger. I go, no, baseball Texas Ranger, not a cop. I'm not an undercover cop. I'm a baseball player. He goes, oh, those Rangers. Well, I'll be god darn. I got me a real freaking ball player here, folks. He's calling his buddy on the thing, and he goes, hey, Fred, get over here. God damn it, we got a real Texas Ranger here. Not a real one, but a ball player. He's playing for Ted freaking Williams. And everybody, oh, golly. All of a sudden, I got Gomer Powell guys all over. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking, this is not going to be a lynching. This is going to be a guys hanging out talking about Ted Williams moment. And he goes,
Lenny,
well,
were there other times when it wasn't as pleasant?
Well, I tried to look at it in a sense of humor. I was never defensive. I tried to always stay up tempo with officers, and whenever I got pulled over a lot just because I drove a nice car. It wasn't like I was fast or nothing. I mean, I was with, you know, some Jewish players.
Just because you weren't expected to have a car like that. So
I don't know, but California, everybody got a car. I mean, a lot of people.
Well, I understand, but everybody doesn't.
That's how I was thinking.
Everybody's not a 22-year-old kid with a Mercedes driving around in Texas with quite a fro. You know? I did not prepare for that. I was not prepared for that. No, no one could be. And what I want to ask, because your overall being is someone who got by all that stuff and kept your
I kept a sense of humor about it. I always kept a sense of humor. I was kind of like a Richard Pryor kind of guy about it. You know, I was like, wow, what would Richard Pryor do? What would Bill Cosby do? You know, what would Sidney Poitier, Harry Belafonte do? That was the guys I would go. Because I watched their movies and I kind of went with their humor. What would, Robin Williams do? You know, that I kind of kept, you know, Jonathan Winters. What would he do? What would Johnny Carson do?
Yeah.
So the people that I had admired and I'd met, I kind of said, there's some Bob Hope humor here somewhere. Because I watched so much TV and I met so many of these guys that I always thought that's how you get out of it. You make people laugh and they're happy. You don't think about problems, basically. That's how it works. You're not on the defensive. You stay on the offense.
I guess it's your spirit. You kept your spirit.
I kept the spirit.
And
if I would have said something like, if I would have went, why you pull him over? What did I do? Why are you doing this? Then he would have been like, oh, okay, one of these kind of guys, a smart ass, you know.
Right.
Call my lawyer. You know, I don't have to roll my window down. You can't make me show my license. Who are you to stop me? No, because they got a job to do. I have law enforcement people in my family. So I kind of knew the ropes of both sides of the fence, so to speak. So I didn't want a guy ever pull, I've had a gun pulled on me for just switching lanes. And the guys, pulled, but I overcame it. I just said, I know you're a little stressed, but you can put the gun down. I'm not going to make a move. I'm not going to reach for nothing. And I'll tell them right away, I'm Lenny Randle, blah, blah, blah. I'm a professional athlete. I have no warrants. I have no arrests. And then I'd go, do you want an autographed ball or do you want a baseball card? And the guy would go, you kidding me? I got a gun and you're asking me. Go, no, really, put the gun down and I give you want tickets? Just don't shoot me. Don't accidentally shoot me. And
right.
I was in Chicago jogging one time and it happened. I'm wearing Nike wear. I'm on Lakeshore Drive jogging. I'm running up and down the street. And I'm thinking, is it okay for an African-American man to run down this Lakeshore Drive? So I'm not sure. And the cop pulls me over and goes, is that your suit? I go, yeah, I'm wearing Nike. It's brand new. And then he says, I saw you get out of that car over there. I go, yeah, it's a copper-colored Mercedes. He said, well, it's yours? I go, yeah, but I'm jogging. He goes, well, let's go over to the car. I go, I'm not in the car. I'm jogging.
Am I jogging?
I'm jogging on the beach. I'm jogging.
Too fast, officer?
Yeah, so I kind of.
I seem to be breaking out into a trot. I'm glad you're here to stop me. I wasn't running with a radio, a boombox, or a TV. I was just jogging. You're just running to stay in shape so you can do your job as a professional athlete. And the officer is a servant of the people. And since that's gotten a little confused in our society. Let's put it that way.
I guess in some suburbs, guys like me don't jog. Maybe I was trying to figure it out,
right.
and I said, okay, so what I got to do is I got to let him know I'm a Cub, let him know I know Ernie Banks, so I'm legitimate, and my teammate is Bill Buckner and Kingman, and Wrigley owns the team. That makes me verify a little bit in case you don't believe me. And he goes, and I play third base. And he goes, oh, you are legit. So he goes, you got tickets? I go, dude, you have tickets for the rest of my life. Just don't do anything.
Yeah, please, sir. Here's tickets.
Yeah.
I'll give you the ticket manager's phone number. I'll give you the ticket manager's phone number if you just not shoot me. How about that?
You know what I would do, Ralph, is I would go, let me have your card so I'll know who you are, so I can leave them at will call so I'll know your name, and then I'll tell your boss you were a nice guy and you didn't hit me. Ha, ha, ha.
Right. Yeah, and the boss will be sorry, too, if the truth be known. Anyway, Lenny, tell me about this. What I want to know is your first experience as a pro. How you arrive at spring training, and now you're a professional athlete.
Well, the great thing about that is when I arrived at spring training, I had been to spring trainings prior to arriving because I was at Arizona State where all of spring training is. So I wasn't like wild because I was with Fergie Jenkins in college. I was with Billy North. I was with Reggie Jackson, Sal Bando, and Rick Mundy. I was with them in Arizona. So
and Duffy Dyer, too.
And Duffy Dyer and Vida Blue. And, I was with Tommy Davis. I'm with all these guys, Diego Segui. I'm speaking Spanish. I'm like, these are my guys. So, I met these guys. And it was a wonderful thing to see, hold hands and go out and, we were doing aerobics and all that thing. It was crazy.
Right. All right, Lenny, you weren't awed by it. Am I correct?
Yeah. Hold on. We have a special guest.
All right.
Okay. Hello. Yeah, are you still there, Yannick? You there?
I'm there.
Hello? Yeah, I thought they invited in. So go ahead. They didn't pick up.
Oh, okay.
Hello? Yannick, you there? No, he's not. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me what were you talking.
I was just gonna ask you, because baseball is a humbling game, and you weren't awed in any way going in. What was your first experience with being humbled by the game?
I was humbled by the fact that, that rookie stuff, like you got to do this rookie stuff. And that was always fun, and the kangaroo court, they always pick rookies and we end up paying more fines than any veteran.
Okay.
So, the guys bringing wigs into a kangaroo court, we didn't do that in college. They actually had robes in the whole judge panel, like the British Parliament. It was funny. That was surprising to me that guys had so much fun in the clubhouse. The field thing was natural, turning double plays and learning the game and working with Nellie Fox and working with Jimmy Pearsall and working with some of the greats. I mean, that was great. But to see the other side of them in the clubhouse was greater than just being on the baseball field. Learning their real, true personalities was phenomenal.
Hey, Nelly was the best second baseman in the American League when I was growing up. He and Bobby Richardson. Tell me I was so in awe of him because he and Aparicio were so great together, and it was like the Keystone Kids and all that. Tell me something about Nellie Fox that most baseball fans may not know.
Nellie Fox chewed a big wad of tobacco and he spit it on your shoes to keep you loose. And if you didn't like it, he'd go, I have a 40-ounce bat that will make you like it. Now let's go turn some double plays so we can save your life so that you won't get killed.
Okay. So he was a tough guy.
He was a tough guy. He's a war guy. And them and Aparicio were, and Manny Minoso, he's telling us those stories, and it was phenomenal.
Oh, I'm thinking now of the '59 White Sox when those guys were terrific in their heyday. And like I say, the Yankees were great, but the Sox gave them Cleveland gave them hell. It was terrific times. And did he like what he did as a coach? Could you see he was a baseball lifer and happy to be doing it? Nellie Fox?
Nellie Fox and Ted Williams had a little rivalry with me because Nellie was a slap hitter in baseball. He was an opposite hitter, a bunter, and he got 200 hits. He said, Lenny, you don't need to listen to Ted Williams. You need to listen to me because we're the same height and the same size, and me and Aparicio will stay in the league longer because all we got to do is do 150 to 200 hits a game, and baseball will love us forever. But if you got a guy like Ted, 6'4", 250, you got to hit 20, 30 home runs, and then they fire you at the end of the week if you hit 5 a year or 10 a year. It means your production go down. So listen to me, slap the ball, hit opposite field, and tell Ted to shove it.
Is that what he said?
Okay. So I'm like, what?
That's beautiful. So who did you listen to more? And who are you?
I listened to both because I had to listen to the manager. I had to listen to Nelly because he's our double play inside scoop for how to turn two and how to hit and how to bunt. And, you sponge. You learn from both. You learn from all. I learned to have more fun with Pearsall because he was like, dude, I'm loose. You guys are taking this game too serious. I'm like, oh, we are? So, I had Dick Gernert, who was also a first base coach and military type mind. He reminded me, remember Father Knows Best? The movie Father Knows Best? Dick Gernert was like my three sons, Father Knows Best kind of guy. He was like a quiet uncle, dad. And we learned from him. So every personality we would sponge off of and learn something from. And that's what was phenomenal about. We got a little bit of Nellie Fox, a little bit of Jimmy Pearsall, a little bit of Dick Gernert, a little bit of Charlie Severa, you know, it was amazing that, and Art Fowler, legendary Babe Ruth looking pitcher.
Yes.
We learned from him. Here's what pitchers are going to do when you.
He was
phenomenal.
He was always Billy's pitching coach.
Yep.
Was Art Bell. And you mentioned Charlie Silvera. Charlie Silvera played on 5 consecutive World Series championships teams.
Amazing man. Catch your information. Great inspiration with keeping us calm. He kept the calmness with us. It was phenomenal for that.
Right, and he was another favorite of Billy's that Billy took with him from the old days. Billy was a tremendously loyal person. Am I correct?
Oh my God, he was phenomenal. He was like you know, there was a guy named General Patton. I'm sure you all watched the movie, and there's a guy like the general that everyone would listen to take a hill, Bunker Hill. Billy was really a combination of that and a combination of Sonny Bono. A lot of people didn't know that he had another, you know, like to play guitar, like to have fun, like to go frog hunting, like to go fishing. We would go in Kansas City and Billy go, look, we're a little uptight. Mickey Mal and I are taking you guys off frog hunting. What? Yeah, we're going to meet at midnight at the swamp, and we're going to cook them in the morning. Bring them to the clubhouse. 20,000 frogs going, ribbit, and we catching frogs.
What was Mickey like?
It broke the tension.
Remembrance of
Mickey
him
was
in the
phenomenal.
Clubhouse?
Yeah, Mickey kept us loose because he was a guy that, you know, one of the greatest legends of all time, and all of a sudden he's telling us how to relax and how to have fun with the sport. And we learned how to have fun with the sport.
Who was overly intense of the group?
Overly intense? Susi, who was a coach, George Susi. He's about, I don't know, 85, 90 years old, and he was a catcher in the bullpen, and he just kept saying, you know, he had the face of a boxer. Hit, you know, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, and the Raging Bull, just broken nose. He's a war hero from Czechoslovakia.
The antithesis. He was the antithesis of these other guys. What did you learn from him?
He would say, you guys don't know how good you got it. You don't know how great it is to be in America. You know how wonderful it is to be playing this game. You wake up every day, you smell the grass, you get this hit a ball, and you chase it. How many people get to do that and get paid for running and chasing and catching a ball? Do you know how lucky it is? You're not in a war. You're not ducking bullets. This is the greatest thing in the world. You guys are out here. Look at this. You got 40,000 people screaming your name, and they don't even know you.
Whoa.
He was just a reality check guy. Kept us in reality.
So he was the intense guy, and you were learning from him as well. So you had all different personalities coming in. Who is the most happy-go-lucky guy in baseball besides you?
Well, Valentine was kind of like that, and Chris Saul, and Nick Kelleher, and go ahead. And
Nick, yes, he was.
You mean Nick, players? Fred Stanley.
Yeah, players, guys that you enjoy, whose company you really enjoyed, on or off the field.
Well, Jim Bibby, Fergie Jenkins, Toby Harrell, Mike Hargrove. I mean, we had so much fun. It was illegal. Jackie Brown, Denny McClain. We used to go, he'd play the organ and go to club till 2, 3 in the morning. We didn't know where we were because we were Denny.
Denny McClain had been on.
He was a fun guy.
I don't know if
he was a musician. Yeah.
He was on Ed Sullivan, for crying out loud.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Talented musician, and the son-in-law, if I'm not mistaken, of Slats, Marty Marion, old baseball.
Yeah.
Frank
Howard, we had fun. Bert Blyleven. Bert Blyleven was insane, and Bill Madlock. I mean, I had a cross-genre personality. you can call them personality disorders or fun guys and people. They were there's a word of trizophrenic. They were trizophrenic. They had three personalities.
How many fantasy camps you played with? What, 4 or 5 different teams, and
6.
you're really beloved. 6?
Yeah.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I know you attend the Cubs fantasy camp. You've been to the Mets. Is that fun for you? You get together with your old teammates. Is that enjoyable?
Yeah, it's all fun because as we speak right now, Felix Mian called me, John Stearns called me, Juan Swoboda. They're right now in Florida at Port St. Lucie, and they can't wait to come meet me in Italy because they want tickets now because they're going to be there for 2 weeks, having 2 sessions. So I asked who was there. Is Rod Gaspar there? Is Pat Zachary there? And they were kind of giving me the lowdown on who was there. Doug Flynn, Bobby Wine. Those are the guys you may or may not know. I don't know. So
I think I know them all.
They're all worried about coming out to California and then taking a plane to Italy. More so than they are concerned about.
You've had them on this show. You've had Stearns on. You've had Cranepool on. Is Cranepool get better? Is his health improving?
Yeah, he's doing a lot better now that he got the foot amputated. I got to give you. You want to talk to Felix right now? He's driving me nuts. That's who is trying to get in right now. Felix Mian.
Who is?
Felix Mian keeps calling me right now. Yeah.
Felix Mian story. Put him on.
Okay, let me call you back and let me get him.
All right.
I gotta hope he's out on. Now you gotta remember now. It's 12 o'clock here in Florida, so I gotta see if he'll pick up because it's lunchtime there. All right. Okay.
Felix Mian and we have never met. I have never read this, but I know that he was afraid to fly.
Yeah, a lot of people are, but he's not afraid to go to Italy.
Okay, because he and I met in the airport. I was going to San Francisco. He and the Mets were going to L.A., and we chatted a little bit. The look in his eye, because I am very afraid to get on an airplane. I haven't been on an airplane for like 35, 40 years. But Felix was too, and he was a terrific second baseman with the Mets. I'd love to talk to him if you can.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I can get him right now. Hold on.
All right. If you can get him, you can get him. Otherwise, we'll put this one to bed, and we'll do it another time.
Hold on 2 seconds. I'm gonna call him right now. Call him now. Hold on.
All right. Felix Mian. They called him the Cat, and he came over from the Braves and helped the Mets immensely.
Hola, Felix.
At the
Lenny
tone,
Randle.
please record your voice message. When you are finished recording, you may hang up or press pound for more options.
Felix, Mr. Ralph
He fooled you. You thought you had him.
I did. He fooled me with that message.
That was a curveball, Lenny.
Yep.
And
I'm looking for.
I think that was a little doctored.
I'm looking for outside fastball. He threw me a curve.
I know. He got you.
All right. So we'll wrap it up, and I'll call you later. He'll be off the field in 1 hour.
Sounds good. We'll talk then. I'll be around.
Thank you. God bless. No stress.
No stress, no stress. Here we go. Thanks, everybody, for listening. That's the first segment of the day with Lenny Randle. He will call back later, and I am over and out.